How to get credit cream pies. Here's 3 ways to involve women in your cash chasing process, increasing in her willingness to grind. First, if she's a lazy little princess, box trucks. I told y'all how to get a 40 band vehicle loan from Navy Federal. DCU if you can't get in the Navy, but what do you do with the 40 bands? You can get yourself a nice little Hellcat or get a box truck. The box truck business is so reliable because no matter what goes bad in this country, things need to be shipped. But big rig trucks take a long time for you to get your license. Box trucks, however, carry about a third to a half as much, but can be driven by anyone with a normal driver's license. The box truck business is so solid, people literally sell bread routes for $100,000. It's literally just a factory where you pick up bread and like 20 grocery stores to deliver it to every day. But who's gonna drive it? Her. How do you get her to drive it? Lay the pipe down properly. And when she's about to nut, whisper in her ear, hey, I need you to drive this box trucks for me for 6 months. Let's get rich together. Stay down, and at the end of it, I'll fly us to Italy. If she stays down, keep the promise. Method number 2, if she's kind of a grinder, lash business. Studies show 1 out of every 3 girls in Los Angeles has a lash or nail business. So put your 40 bands behind her business. First, you gotta get her to post on social media. And most girls are too nervous to become influencers, so give her confidence. Fill her up with words of encouragement, and she will fill your bank account. Praise her, tell her she's the prettiest girl in the world, and she'll make you both rich. Now, once her social media following is bussin', spend the 40 bands on ads for the business. Use the most popular social media posts as ads. Also use your personal or business credit to get her a nice location, and then pay like the most famous pretty influencers to come get their lashes and nails done for free and post about it on their story. And pretty soon she'll have the most popular lash business in the city, and you're both rich. Gucci Mane literally did this with his wife. He was about to go to jail. He gave her his last million. She flipped it to 10 and gave him the best present when he came out. Now the third one, if she's a crazy cash chaser, I'm gonna go fast so you'll have to replay this section. It's called the business credit double dip. Basically, you have an LLC. If she's a cash chaser, she has an LLC as well. You guys can both get a ton of business funding. DM me credit if you have an LLC over 2 years. I know people at banks. But to get the most funding, you guys need something called a personal guarantee. As the economy goes down, unsecured business credit is getting much rarer. So you will have to secure it with your personal credit, but it's not like personal debt. It won't impact your personal credit score that negative. Why am I talking about a personal guarantee? Basically, you guys both get business funding, right? You get 1 to 200, she gets 1 to 200, and you use a play called stacking. You guys both apply for loans on the same day. Now you can get aggressive with this and try and get 400, 500,000. And it's legal now, but they'll probably make it illegal soon. Either way, you co-guarantee each other's debt. If you've married each other, immediate family members can co-guarantee each other's debt. Really, you don't need to do this shit. You can guarantee your own debt. And you got your couple hundred bands each. Now you guys just lock in like Alex and Layla and flip your few hundred bands to a few million. Or just withdraw it all in ones and fuck on top of a money bed. Either way, rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. Ways to get rich quick legally, part 8. TikTok. I'm gonna show you how I went from 800 followers to 80,000 in a month on purpose. And I'm gonna show you how to monetize it. First step to going viral is attention hacking. I tell you everything that's gonna happen in the beginning of the video. That way you're enticed to watch the whole thing. If you only watch this video halfway through, you'll know how to go viral, but not how to make money off it. I put little text boxes that say hit red plus throughout the video because a lot of people like the content. They just need to be reminded to follow. My edits are very quick. There's almost never a gap in between me speaking. At the end of the video, I tell people to rewatch 3 times for the algorithm. That's gonna make TikTok think people love his shit. Let's push it out more. So that's attention hacking. Number 2, post longer content. TikTok is trying to compete with YouTube, so they're only pushing the longer videos. If you have a great video that's only 15 seconds, it might get views, it might not. But if you have a alright or kind of good video that's 3 minutes long, TikTok is pushing your shit like crazy. Next, use CapCut templates. The company that owns TikTok owns CapCut. They want to promote CapCut. So if you use CapCut template, you're 10 times more likely to go viral. Next is tougher, be impressive. It's one thing to make a video about how to get a Porsche. It's another thing if you're in the Porsche. But impressiveness is not just about money, it's about what you're great at. Next is the time you post. Never ever post at any time other than 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. I don't know why, but my TikTok mentor told me it and I followed it and it fucking worked. So you follow it too. Number 6, fake relationships. People love seeing other people in relationships. So if you get in a relationship and show it off, your content will go at least twice as viral. I'm actually looking for one right now. If you in LA, DM me on Instagram. We'll get rich and famous. Number 7 is the most important, but I'll tell you that after I tell you how to monetize it. You see how I hacked your attention? All right, monetizing content. There's lots of ways to go. Brand deals, you'll make a couple thousand a month. Weak shit. The next best thing is like YouTube views, like what Quan is doing. You use TikTok to push your YouTube. TikTok doesn't pay shit for views, but YouTube pays a lot for views. But that's still mid. What you really want to do is sell a product. Like my homegirl Lolo, she made 200 bands last year selling jewelry on TikTok. And she just junior viral. She ain't even really go crazy yet. Or you could sell clothes like my boy Xavier. Bro had his first $50,000 month at 17 years old. Off of selling clothes, he made cool TikToks with the clothes. Now people want to buy the clothes. Or you could do coaching at whatever you're good at, like my boy Hans. He makes TikToks about how to get better at basketball, and then he directly helps people get better at basketball. And it's a great deal for them too. And I can name 10 more ways to monetize your TikTok because of number 7, networking with other TikTokers. 90% of the shit I know about how to go viral came from one of them. Look at Mr. Beast, the most subscribed YouTuber. Look how he got his first 1 million subscribers.
Met a group of like 3 or 4 people, and we were all sub 10,000 subscribers. Every day we would roast each other's videos. We'd study things. That's all we did. Like we one time literally had an 18-hour phone call, and we all hit 1 million subscribers within like 2 months. Like we all grew together because when one person learned something, we shared it with each other.
If you really want to go viral, I'm making a group chat where we could talk about how to go viral on TikTok all day. I don't care how many followers you have as long as you're willing to grind. Talk about anything other than TikTok in the group chat, you're banned. If you don't check in with the group chat often, you're banned. But if you're ready to go viral, this is the place to go. TikTok shit is free fucking money. You don't have to work a job. You don't have to go to school. You just got to give this shit your all. That's step number 8. And the reason why most people who watch this TikTok will never go viral is not because it's hard. It's not because you're shadow banned. It's because you don't give a fuck enough. But if you do, if you're ready, then let's fucking go. Let's get rich and famous so we can all realize that it's all actually worthless. Rewatch 3 times for the algorithm, of course. Because I just told you another one of the how to make your first band in a day as a teenager. Part 1, selling snacks. You follow these 3 steps, you could be Snack Scarface like I was and get richer than your fucking teachers. What to sell? Obviously don't buy from 7-Eleven. Buy from somewhere in bulk, like Costco. But what's even more bulk than Costco? The Costco Business Center. You're already more than doubling your money on chips. Once you start making profit from that, move up to buying pallets from liquidators. Now you're 10xing your money. How am I gonna move the pallet? Figure it out! We have snack quantity under control now, but let's focus on quality. Hit the local foreign store, throw some exotic snacks into the mix. Also, keep them guessing. Innovate. My homies already sold chips and juice, so I had to come to the market with the chicken burgers. Get a very well insulated backpack and sell ice cream. Next, how to sell. Give away free samples. Always have a bag of chips or a pack of gum in your hand. Give it out for free and say, hey, buy from me next time, bro. Also, use customer loyalty cards. If someone spends at least $5 a day with you throughout the week, they get a surprise on Friday. Give the most popular kids and the prettiest girls a free bag of chips in exchange for a shout out on Snapchat. When things are really up and running, get a pallet of soda. Like McDonald's and Starbucks use addiction to keep customers returning. Get a whole pallet of soda. Become the Oprah of soda. You get a soda. You get a soda. Hey, it's a free soda if you spend $5. So give it away sometimes if they only spend $2. Donate some of your profits to childhood obesity to morally cope. At this point, you're making a few hundred a day. How do we take this to a band? Expansion. Unless your school is real small, you can't cover it all. And there's other schools too. Teach your process to others and have them sell for you. But you're not going to give them a cut of the profit. Hire fat kids so you can pay them in food. Also, use fundraisers to your advantage. Go on Alibaba and buy all the cheap little gifts they give you for the fundraiser. Use those to motivate kids to sell for you, not the company. Fuck anybody telling you, enjoy being a kid. You don't have to be rich right now. Kobe Bryant got up at 4 a.m. to train since age 13. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk. All the ones who were great started early. I'm starting a whole new movement, Rich by 18. You can get in free if you sign up now before it launches. RJack.net. And rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. I can't wait to pay off my credit card debt. Shut the fuck up. You're about to get fucked like you're sitting on this couch. Let me show you how to fuck them back. First, don't ever pay a drop of debt in your life. You probably didn't know this, but you can remove any debt from your credit report using this law. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, aka RJacks dicks. That's what I use to fuck these banks like they fuck us. Section 623, Section 611, Section 629. This is the order of difficulty to get different debts removed. Everybody knows how to file a dispute, or do you? If you're giving little 10-minute quickies, you can't expect to get the toughest debts removed. But if you're putting on a full 1-hour black.com performance, like I show you how to in the credit code or for free, investigation letters, multiple disputes, CFPB, identitytheft.gov. Fuck these credit card companies so good that they forget what planet they're on. And while they're laying there dick drunk, you reach inside the nightstand, grab your credit report, and wipe whatever you want off, even student loans. Second step, I know I sound crazy right now. This is gonna sound even crazier. Get in as much credit card debt as possible. Have discipline to spend it on businesses, not Balenci, and have an actual fucking working plan. Example, I got this Porsche with debt. I can afford it, but if I couldn't, I could put it on Turo today, and it will pay me triple my car payment every month after insurance and taxes. I know that sounds crazy. Let me give you a crazier example. Billionaires, the founders of Airbnb. When Airbnb was failing, they maxed out $30,000 in credit card debt, not to fix Airbnb, but to make cereal about the fucking presidents. Pause and read the rest of the story, but they got rich. Elon Musk, Larry Ellison, other billionaires who use debt. You want some multi-millionaire influencers? Ben Mala, Graham Stephan, tons of debt, both of them. If you have a business, dream, goal, passion that you're actually good at, join the credit code or text me and I'll show you how to get at least 40 bands. Or if you're young and stupid and just want to blow it on a Hellcat, cool, I'll show you how to turn that Hellcat into a profitable business like this car. Or if you're actually smart and mature, put the 40,000 into risk-proof businesses. Buy a shitty restaurant, remodel it, make TikToks about it, give Instagram models free food to show up. That $40,000 business is now worth $100,000 in 6 months. Enjoy your 60 bands, king. You want less effort? Box trucks. You can buy a box truck route that's already making $100,000 a year. All you have to provide is the truck. They provide the locations, routes, payment information, and you could pay somebody $30,000 or $20,000 to run it for you. But these loopholes in the system won't be around forever. Take action now. Make your fucking family proud. Take your parents on vacation. Give it back to the homeless. Whatever you do, just start making money and stop trading your time for it, because that's the craziest shit of all. If I hear the words Roth IRA come off one more person's lips, I'm slapping them off your face. Do not put your money in a 401k or a Roth IRA. That's stupid. In today's society, that's actually a crazy statement, so let me give you all the reasons why. First, Compound interest is for the mega wealthy, not you. Let's say you had a 10 mil a year net worth. 7% a year on that is 700,000. You can spend that every year, live a nice lifestyle, and keep the $10 million nest egg, or let it compound into 20. But you, say you have a $100,000 net worth. The extra $7,000 a year you get is not even worth mentioning because of reason number 2, inflation. Yeah, if you put in $300 a month from age 18, it'll be $1 million by the time you're 65. But when 65-year-olds were 18, gas was $1 a gallon. That million won't hit like $1 million will today. Reason number 3 is lions eat turtles. Instead of trying to risk $10,000 on a business that may turn into $1 million or may turn into zero, like a lion would, you're trying to be a turtle and save that $10,000 and grow it by $1 every year. But at the end of the day, that doesn't even fucking work. Lions eat turtles. Bernie Madoff, pause and read. Adam Newman, pause and read. First Republic, pause and read. Sometimes they'll break a tooth or two, but they get to the fucking meat. The human dominance hierarchy rewards sociopathy. Panama Papers, rich people don't pay taxes, you do. Rich kids literally get away with murder. Even our fucking Congress people are lions. They're openly trading stocks based on laws that they're gonna pass. Which brings me into reason number 4, the biggest reason: you don't know these companies. You probably don't even know how the stock market works. Not your fault. They didn't teach you in school. Why not? Because it's a Ponzi scheme. But even if you do, you definitely don't understand your 401k being made of a list of ETFs. And an ETF is just a list of other stocks or other ETFs. Sounds kind of like The Big Short, huh? No wonder it's failing and crashing and people are losing money in their 401ks all the time. But somehow the lions always end up on top and get bailed out by taxpayer money to pay off their Rolls Royces. So don't trust this shaky ass system you don't know or understand. Instead, buy a local business on bizbuysell.com. Take basic steps to modernize it, like remodeling it, either do it yourself or pay to have it done. Give some Instagram models some free food to come in and post it. Take one of the interesting dishes the restaurant does and put it on TikTok every day. You could easily turn a $20,000 failing restaurant into an at least $100,000 thriving business in a few months and flip it. Or you could grow a slower business over a slower period of time. Either way, you could easily do 50% in a year, not potentially do 10% in a year. And it's hands-on, it's in your control. If you're grateful that I saved you from years of mediocrity, rewatch for the algorithm. How any of y'all can get a Trackhawk before Christmas. It's hard, but if you can get through these 3 steps, I literally guarantee you'll get one. And if you don't, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. Watch to the end. First, as I've said before, get that 40K auto loan by building or finessing great personal credit. You wanna build it, wait 3 years, make every payment on time, move up to high limit cards in your 2nd or 3rd year. If you wanna finesse it, remove anything negative on your credit report, including all debts, but also missed payments and inquiries. Then add 2 years right now with Rental Karma and Rent Reporters instead of waiting. Go to the credit unions instead of the banks, because unlike the big banks, they need more customers, so they'll drown you in racks. That was the easy part. That's Hellcat level. But you have another 30 bands to come up with. There's 2 routes you can go with this. I recommend the first. Get another job. If you've seen Barbie, Oppenheimer, or any sporting event, you have free time. You shouldn't if you want the racks bad enough. You'll have time for that shit when you're rich. Do Uber, DoorDash, etc. during all your free time. Or work at a high-end restaurant and improve your people skills so you get tons of tips. You'll look lame driving Uber or waiting tables, but they'll look lame parking next to your Trackhawk. You got 700 horsepower to run them over with, figuratively. In 5 months, you can earn the 30 bands, or you can finesse it. You just got a 40K auto loan. How are you gonna get approved for 3 new $10,000 credit cards? You can't unless you apply for all of them at the same time. There are 3 credit bureaus, and when the banks pull your score, they only pull from one of them. You figure out which bank pulls from which report, you can legally apply for 3 different cards all at once. Text me if you want to know it. I can't burn the whole play out on TikTok if 100,000 of y'all finesse the shit out these banks, they're gonna patch it. But either way, now you're in a Trackhawk. Hit follow, like, and favorite. But how do you pay for the motherfucker? Especially if you went the finesse route, because your interest rate's high as hell. Plus you apply for 0% APR credit cards, but it's credit cult shit. And the gas ain't cheap either. You got 3 options. 1, Turo it. If you take Turo seriously, taking amazing photos, giving cheap rides at first to boost yourself in the algorithm, becoming an all-star host, offering Turo Go, etc., you can easily pay your car payment off within 14 to 20 days. Oh, but people are going to crash the Trackhawk on Turo. Yes, they probably will, and you'll get paid a ton from it if you were smart and bought your car below market value. Turo has built-in insurance. They pay you based on what the car should be worth, not what you paid for it. People use that method to make an extra 10 bands, but I don't condone that shit. Instead, option 2, work for it. If you were embarrassed to DoorDash before, you don't care now. Shouldn't Uber a Trackhawk, but you could do the waiter job or make at least $100 a year doing NPC lives. Also, you got the Trackhawk now, so you can do cameos. Struggling rappers will pay you to let them act like it's theirs in a video. You'll get paid less than rentals, but it'll be less risk on the whip. Or you have option 3. It's the one I most heavily recommend. Don't get a fucking Trackhawk. That 70 grand you spent could have bought multiple box trucks and box truck routes. It's literally a fail-proof business. And once it's making money, you can buy a Trackhawk and the business's name. Just wait a few more months. But I told y'all I would get you a Trackhawk by Christmas, so I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. If you join the credit code RJack.net and follow all the steps and listen to the one-on-one coaching, if you don't got a Trackhawk by Christmas, I'll buy it for you myself. Let's go. This is real. And follow, like, save, and rewatch 3 times for the algorithm, because I just showed you how to get 10 bands in credit tomorrow. 3 ways, actually. First, if you have good credit over 750, the only thing really holding you back is inquiries, which those of us in the credit game know there's no way around. You just have to wait 3 months for kind institutions, 6 months for mean institutions like Chase in order to get them removed. Psych! Experian, if you get on the phone with them and talk to them, right, will remove your inquiries within 24 hours. How's that for 10 bands a day? Call Experian, 493-1058. You gotta talk to the AI. This is the tough part. Just yell at the AI until they finally connect you with the person. Once they do, turn your Riz on. Get connected to the fraud department and ask them to please remove the unauthorized inquiry that you do not recognize from your credit report. And they will do it because Experian has great customer service. And the great thing about Experian is the bitchiest banks pull from Experian, like Chase. Chase Freedom or Sapphire consistently is getting new applicants with high credit scores, $10,000 plus approvals that day. Second option is if you have bad credit, you're actually ahead of the game because the toughest is no credit. With bad credit, you just have to clean it. Step 1, we use RJacks DIC, aka the Fair Credit Reporting Act. It's called that because we use it to fuck the banks. How do we use it? Step 2, reference these 3 laws from the FCRA. In your letter, you can reference one specifically and go into detail about the aspects of that section of the law that they are directly breaking. Then end the letter by asking them to comply by providing further evidence or completely removing it from your credit report. The actual total long process gets a bit deeper than this. If you need help, DM me credit on Instagram. Now, step 3 is going straight to the source. These banks don't collect debt, they just hire debt collectors. They'll call you, get on the phone and bully them, never admit to the debt, whether it's yours or not. They put fake debt on people all the time. They do it to me. Negotiate aggressively, bully them, make them fucking cry on the phone, and then bring them out of their tears and say, I'll pay 5 or 10% of the debt amount if it's actually yours. If you don't know how to negotiate well, read this book. Once your credit is clean, you'll be able to follow step 1 and get approved for at least 10 bands. The last way is if you have no credit. There's 3 paths you can take: the slow route, parents, or apartment. You can get bands today with the slow route. Let me explain the last 2. If your parents have good credit and they trust you, put yourself as an authorized user on their card. They don't even have to give you the card when it comes. They can throw it away. But simply by being on their credit, it's going to add to your credit report and give you a way higher chance of getting approved. Now, this method only works for immediate family members, but if none of your immediate family members have credit, take the slow route and you can be the first. Do it for the rest of your fam. Path number 2, if you're living at home like a lot of us, you pay your parents rent, you can report that rent on your credit report. And if you're only paying a few hundred or $1,000, it essentially looks like you have $1,000 credit card on your report. Approvals go way up from that point. But who's reporting? Who's the landlord? Your fucking parents. If they report you spend 5 bands a month in rent, which you very well may. Now it looks like you have a 5-band credit limit and you've done nothing. You did all this today. Now this looks really good if you want to apply for an apartment, but for regular credit, it works pretty well also. And lastly, the slow route. If you have one of the other 2, parent or apartment, but especially if you have both, you can get approved today for starter card at $1,000. Go to the bank you currently bank with, Chase, Wells Fargo, whatever, and they'll approve you with a 1 to 3K starter card, depending on your zip code. Yes, they want to see how much money your family has before they lend you money. The world is designed for the people at the top to stay there. I'm here to switch that shit around. So best case scenario, you go to the bank you bank with right now, then 2 credit unions, Navy and DCU are my favorite, and you get 3 bands from each. It's not 10 bands, but it's 9 bands. All in a day. You can move so fast with the credit game if you're willing to put in the work. If you are, DM me credit on Instagram. If not, still rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. Bush! Ways to get rich quick legally, part 7, selling glizzies. This fat fuck makes 10 bands a week in a glizzy business. A glizness, you might say. I didn't fucking believe it either, so I studied the glizzy gods and the glizzy frauds, the glizzy winners and the glizzy beginners. And I found that anyone who has these 3 things will easily make $200 a year off glizzies. First, cop the cart. You can start with a small cart. It doesn't need much, but it has to have this one thing that even Mr. 10-band glizzy man doesn't have: a fucking grill. Nobody wants a slimy ass boiled glizzy. When you grill the glizzy, not only are you appealing to thousands of years of human biology with the Maillard reaction, but you're also nasally enticing people. That delicious smell gonna make the drunk dummies flock. The cart will cost 2-3 bands, but I showed y'all how to get 10 bands in credit for free in the credit code preview on RJack.net. You'll also need a truck to tow the cart. When you're starting off, just use a U-Haul. Last thing, swag out the cart. Buy one of those modern looking umbrellas. Give your cart a more expensive feel. Next, learn the location. Obviously, 90% of your customers are gonna be drunk people. You as a mere glizzy man are beating out McDonald's, Chipotle, multi-billion-dollar companies, not because your food's healthier because it tastes better, but simply because you're right there. Location is the biggest thing. First aspect of location, drunkenness. You want to be places where there are lots of drunk people. Find the biggest, most popular bars in your area. They'll be filled with 500 to 1,000 drunk people, bringing roughly 50 to 100 glizzy sales a night. At an average of $10 a glizzy, that's 500 to a band a night. Not bad. But location is not just place, it's time. You may think you're limited to 2 nights a week because people only go out Friday and Saturday. It's because you didn't learn the location. UCLA has a popular Thursday bar. USC has a popular Wednesday bar. This still won't make you 10 bands a week though. To do so, you have to level up locations to stadiums. Stadiums and bars are both filled with drunk people, but a bar or nightclub holds 1,000 people max. Stadiums hold 20, 40,000. You're gonna have to buy out the whole glizzy store to feed all them throats. And they will feed your fucking pockets because they're tired of those overpriced stadium dogs. Last but not least, manage the menu. The main thing is to keep it fucking simple. Glizzy Gates bought $600 worth of items to make that 10 bands. He talked to one of his competitors who spent 5 bands on the fanciest glizzies and the most condiments and the most options. People in general are fucking stupid and want simple options. Drunk people even more so. In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, rich as hell off simple ass menus. Offer a base glizzy, $7. Bacon wrap the glizzy for $1 extra. Chili for $1 extra. Cheese for $1 extra. Peppers for $1 extra. That's it. Most people will choose 1 or 2 options. Some fat fucking slobs will choose all of them. But it'll average out to about $10 per glizzy. But there's a fourth revenue stream that none of these glizzy gods are taking advantage of. Drinks. They're eating food. They want something to drink too. But none of these glizzy carts sell drinks. You could pull up outside your local glizzy cart with a cooler of cold sodas and make $500 every night. And if you think this shit is not working, you're mistaken. Glizzy guy from earlier doesn't even run his carts anymore. He has employees to manage that shit. Like I said for the dog trading, if any of y'all build a successful glizzy business, I will give you a Porsche. I just want to see y'all get rich. If you have any questions or concerns, text me or get the credit code comes with one-on-one coaching. I'll get back to you faster. Either way, take fucking action. Follow, like, favorite, and rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you another one of the 7 weird jobs that pay 10 bands a month. 1, cleaning up dead bodies. Most people are way too pussy to touch dead bodies. So if you're not, you can make a ton of money doing it. You get paid $1,000 to $5,000 per day. And the only tough part besides the dead bodies is using OSHA level cleaners to remove the dead body odors. Next, MBTA bus drivers. For some reason, Massachusetts pays its bus drivers hella bands. All the ones making 200 plus are working hella overtime, so be prepared for that. But it's worth it. The roar of your Ferrari's engine will help you forget about the sleepless days you spent behind the wheel of a dirty bus. Number 3, glizzy fry cook. Yes, those bacon wrapped glizzy peddlers make as much as the starting investment banker. $8 for a glizzy, they cost $1 or less. Average 100 glizzies, that's $700 a night. 5 days a week, that's $182,000. Next, electric linemen. The guys who walk across the electric lines and finger fuck them till they feel good. Make $200 their first year because the risk of getting electrocuted is so high. But just wear rubber gloves, you'll be fine. Next, pizza oven builders. 1 to 3 bands per pizza oven built. And they're actually pretty fucking easy to build. And hella people want them because everyone loves pizza. Use some swaggy black bricks. Make a TikTok to promote it, showing the finished ovens and yummy ass pizza coming out of it to entice the round folks. Free money. Next, elevator operators. It's this weird ass law from back in the day that says some elevators have to have operators no matter what. But there's no handles or cables anymore like back in the day. So the people who operate these get paid $80 an hour to push buttons. You work overtime, that's $250 a year. These jobs are held by unions though, and they don't like letting new people in. Number 7, arborists. Do you know how much it costs to cut down a tree? Cut down 1 tree a day and you're making over $300 a year. And it's easy, they teach fucking kids to do it. The only hard part is finding somewhere to put the trees. You're supposed to put them in a landfill, but who's fucking checking? Dump that shit in the forest and count your daily band. Now all of these jobs pay so well because they have something separating them from average. The average person doesn't want to touch dead bodies. The average person doesn't have a connect at the elevator union. The average person also has shitty credit. But unlike these weird ass jobs, fixing your credit is completely normal and playa. And if you do it, fuck 10 bands, you can get 40 bands in a month and put it towards a business that could pay you for the rest of your life. I'll show you how for free or for paid. RJack.net. Go get rich.